So in today's video, I thought that I would just ramble on about all the things that annoy me about Microlocs. Hey guys, it's Ifeyinwa and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm a Nigerian content creator. I live in London. I make videos all about fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. I upload twice a week. If you like the vibe over here, consider subscribing. I would love to have you. I'm on a road to 10K, so hop on board. So in today's video, I thought that it would be cool to kind of fill you guys in on some of the cons that I've noticed with having Microlocs. I know that I am a huge champion of Microlocs. I talk a lot about how amazing they are. I don't know that if I'm giving an accurate perception of what the full reality of having this hairstyle is. I'm gonna talk about 5 cons of Microlocs. The first con is the availability of stylists. So for all my loose natural girls, for all my relaxed girls, for all my girls that like wigs, braids, weaves, extensions of any sort and kind, to be honest, you know how easy it is to find a hairstylist that will do your hair. Of course, this depends on where you live. This entire point depends on where you live. But let me take where I live, for instance. I live in London. And in London, if I wanted to get my hair braided, I can literally go 2 seconds from my house and get my hair braided. Like, I kid you not. There are salons that can do that for you, pretty much in any area that you live in. Or you could even find a mobile hairstylist that will be willing to come to your house. Before I locked my hair, I had a braider that would come to my house. I had a crochet hairstylist that would come to my house. The options were there. However, when I initially got my Microlocs done, the closest stylist that I could find to me was an hour and a half away. That was torture. Luckily for me, I've been able to find someone that's closer, but she's still half an hour away. So that just makes things a lot more difficult. Of course, because there are not that many, I'm extremely limited by my loctician's availability. I definitely have to work around her schedule if she's ever on holiday or if I can't get an appointment in when I need one. I either have to travel or I just have to suck it up. You don't have that same flexibility. This applies not just to getting your hair installed, but of course maintaining your hair with your monthly or every 6 to 8 week reties. Now, in Lagos, Nigeria, which is where I got my hair installed, the company that I use, they are a mobile hair company, so that gives you a little bit more flexibility. But even at that, for my friends that are based in Lagos, they complain a lot about how there's just very limited options if you don't want to go with the company that I used. There are pretty much only, I think, 2 other companies that do Microlocs that I know of course. And again, that is very, very limited availability if you compare it to any other hairstyle that you want to do in Lagos, Nigeria. There's literally a salon in a 5-minute radius of everywhere in Lagos. Like, I'm not exaggerating. You can pretty much get your hair done like this with no appointment. It is so easy. Across the board, there's just not the same availability of Microlocs hairstylists as there are with other comparable black hairstyles. So that is just something to bear in mind and definitely worth researching before you decide to commit to this hairstyle. This is an expensive hairstyle, baby, okay? I'm not even going to kid you. Again, I'm going to be speaking about where I live and where I have experience with. This might not be the case where you are. But again, coming from someone who was at least natural for 10 years, prior to that, I had my hair relaxed. I know that on average, no matter what hairstyle I wanted to do in London, I was probably spending about £100, I would say. The quotes that I got for installation, baby, I ran to Lagos. I was getting quoted anything from £500 to about £700 to get my hair installed. And this was like over 2 years ago, maybe closer to 3. The cost of everything has gone up now. So I don't even know that I would still be able to get those prices. I got my hair installed in Lagos, Nigeria, like I said. I paid 70,000 naira for this hairstyle. Now, when you convert that into pounds or dollars, obviously it is significantly cheaper than what I would be paying if I had got my hair installed in London. But still, when you compare that price to how much it is to braid your hair or get your hair permed or get a weave installed in Lagos, it is literally nothing short of at least 7 times the price. So it is not a cheap hairstyle that is across the board. It is an expensive hairstyle. On top of that, there is the regular maintenance with your reties. Now, I currently am on a 4 to 5 week schedule with my reties. If you want to know why, I would recommend checking out my 6-month Microloc update. I think I talk about that issue specifically in that video. My reties cost me anything from 60 to 80 pounds a session, depending on how many repairs I have and how long it takes, because here they generally charge you by the hour. That is expensive upkeep, and at least with loose hair, I know that if I don't have money to do my hair, or if I don't feel like doing my hair, I'll wash it and put it in a bun and go about my day. You cannot afford to skip your reties. Like, reties are a permanent thing that you have to just factor into your budget, because if you start skipping your reties or stretching them out, you will run into issues with your hair. Of course, you could always self-retie if you ran into those issues, but it is something that you definitely want to keep up with because of the nature of this hairstyle. Okay, so now let's go on to point number 3. The misinformation, okay, let me say, the amount of conflicting information in the Microlocs community is asinine. Like, it is literally insane. I have received such varying instructions from the person that installed my locks to the person that maintains my locks, obviously different companies. In the same hair salon, I've received conflicting information from various locticians, so it can be very confusing. So let me give you some real life examples. I got my hair installed in Lagos again, came back to London. When I went into the salon to get my hair washed, they washed their client's hair from the very first retie, and they recommend the very first retie at 6 weeks, whereas my installation loctician had told me to wait 10 weeks for my first wash and to get my first retie at 4 weeks. Are you following me? My first, I think 4, maybe 5 reties were done at Just You Salon. And because of the availability of the locticians, reference point 1, I often had to use different locticians at that salon in order to keep up with my retie schedule. So every single loctician literally told me something different. One loctician told me I could spray my scalp as long as it was oil-free. Another loctician told me I cannot spray anything on my scalp whatsoever. One loctician told me I could come every 6 weeks. Another loctician told me I needed to come every 3 weeks. Between that specific salon and my current loctician, they both showed me how to braid and band my hair. To be honest, that information was pretty consistent, but my current loctician advised that I cornrow the perimeter of my hair. My previous locticians didn't. What I've decided to do is just listen to myself and listen to my intuition. I've had this hair growing out of my hair my whole life. I have a general idea of what my hair needs now, so I just kind of follow what feels right for me. I don't subscribe to any particular rules or anything like that. I respect the locticians and I respect their expertise, but I need to do what feels right for me, and that's been working for me. So it's not one of those things where you're going to get a one size fits all, because everyone's hair texture is different, everyone's scalp issues are different, everyone's goals as well are different. From my experience, there does seem to be a bit more standardization in the sister locs community. They seem to be a lot more rigid with the advice and the rules that they all follow. And I think that could actually be a good thing depending on how you look at it. But again, even if I had sister locs, I don't think that I would necessarily follow the official advice if I felt like it wasn't working for me. Now, before I ever got my hair locked, I had been searching and following so many people that had sister locs or Microlocs for the longest time because I just loved how they looked. But when I tell you, it felt like such a huge decision to make, and that is because when it comes to it, they are a permanent hairstyle. Yes, you will find people that will tell you that you can comb out your microlocs, but I know that I'm never going to do that. Literally, I think I saw a girl and it took her a month to comb out her sister locks. I don't have a month to comb out sister locks. I don't think that it is a good thing for your hair. The amount of breakage and shedding that you're going to get, the amount of time that you're going to spend doing that, I personally know that I would never do that. If the day should come when I no longer want my microlocs, I've accepted that I need to cut it off and just start again. And I've made peace with that because I've done it before. That's literally how I went natural. When I was going natural, I grew out my hair, I think for 4 months, and then I cut off my relaxed ends and I just had my hair in braids for I think about the first year or so, and that's how I grew out my hair. And that is a huge commitment, and I'm not going to belittle that. I know that that's not for everyone. Some people are a lot more attached to their hair than maybe I am. I feel like I would just embrace that journey if I ever decided that I didn't want my microlocs anymore. But again, like I said, that is a huge decision to make and definitely one worth considering when you are thinking about getting microlocs. If you're the kind of person that likes to switch their hair up a lot, you might get frustrated with the lack of flexibility with this hairstyle. If you're the kind of person that wants to do like a sleek ponytail and get that like completely sleek, natural gel down bun look, you can't do that with microlocs unless of course you did it on a wig, okay? You can't get a weave with leave out and expect it to blend if you have microlocs. Like, you can't do, like, what's all the rave nowadays? Like the tape in and the micro links that all the girlies are doing now. You can't do that. This hairstyle comes with the level of limitation, which is why when I was looking to get my microlocs installed, I made sure that I waited until after my wedding because there were a couple of hairstyles that I wanted to do and I knew that I would need my loose natural hair to do those hairstyles. So there's definitely that to think about. But what I will say is that as far as the loc community goes, this is the most versatile option you can go with. You can still wear wigs, and that opens up a whole nother world of styling options. You can still get braids. One of my friends literally has had her hair braided over like so many times since she's got microlocs. You can still do crochet styles. You can still cornrow your hair. You can still style your actual locks, so without obviously extensions. You can still put your locks in a bun. You can still do half up, half down. You can still do a braid out. So there's still so much that you can do with your microlocs. So from that perspective, as far as locks go, they are versatile, but as far as loose hair goes, it's obviously not as versatile as loose hair. And if you're the kind of person that doesn't want there to be any limitation on what you can do with your hair, then you might want to think about that. Now, you guys know I wasn't going to sit here and give you guys 5 cons without talking about all the pros, right? I mean, who even am I? Click this video over here, or maybe over here, I'm not sure, if you want to find out what my 5 pros on microlocs are. And if it's not already up, it'll be up in a little bit. And if it is up, then you can just check out this video. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment box and contribute to the conversation. And I will catch you guys in my next one. Stay blessed, stay safe, and take care. Bye.